The Candidate is a 1972 film. This is directed by Michael Ritchie. It's written by Jeremy Lerner. And we have a cast including Robert Redford and Peter Boyle. It's because of Peter Boyle that I became aware of this. I read the brief description and thought that sounds like it could be quite interesting. It is a comedy drama, and I will say it's more drama than comedy, but it's not that it's not amusing. This is about an individual called Bill McKay, who is persuaded to run against the California senator, who is not going to be defeated. He just needs an opponent. There is absolutely no way that Bill McKay can win this. So he's encouraged to run, and because he's not going to win, he's kind of allowed to say what he wants and to run the campaign the way he wants to. But then things start to shift, and maybe things aren't developing the way people expected. And I'll say no more than that. It's certainly quite an interesting film. I think the story is quite fascinating. It's complex enough that it feels believable in the world of politics, but not so complex that somebody like me with quite a basic knowledge of American politics wouldn't be able to understand it. It's understandable, but I am aware that I might get more out of it if I knew more about US-based politics. But nevertheless, it was an easy enough story to follow. I think the characters are really well written, the performances are really strong, the pacing is really great. I'd say I was moderately emotionally invested in the narrative. I wasn't ultimately that concerned about what the final outcome would be, but I was invested. I was keen to see what would happen, but I wasn't hoping this or that would be the final outcome. I was just looking forward to seeing how things would unfold, and because we have some really strong performances and a really good pacing to the narrative, I'd say it has a lot to offer. That's not to say I loved every single second. There were some scenes that were maybe a little drier than others and maybe not the most interesting, but I'd say pretty much every scene served a purpose. Nothing felt unnecessary or pointless. And then we have some good characters, really strong character writing, great performances. It's a decent film. As I said, for me at least, it felt more drama than comedy. But comedy being subjective, you might feel differently. Do I recommend it? Absolutely. I only watched it because Peter Boyle was in it. I don't know if I would have watched it otherwise if I became aware of it. I might have done, but I wouldn't have rushed to. And I'm glad I had a reason to watch it. All things considered, The Candidate was a good story, great characters and performances, visually good camera work, lighting. I made no notes about the music, which tells me the music wasn't bad at the very least. And ultimately, it's a decent film, and I'm happy to recommend it.